But I will tell you this. I will not refer to them as mom and dad or mother or father. They don't deserve that title.
July 9th, 2026. Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer steps up to the microphone. His face is pale, his voice cracks. He has been in law enforcement for 37 years. He has seen murders. He has seen bodies. He has seen the absolute worst that human beings can do to one another. And yet, standing at that podium, he says these words: "In my 37-year career in law enforcement, I have never, ever heard of anything so horrific." Welcome back to Crime Autopsy. I'm your host, and today we are bringing you the most devastating update yet in the case that has shaken South Carolina to its core. When we last covered this story, 4-year-old Javeayah Harris had been reported missing by her mother on June 30th. The mother claimed Javeayah had wandered off from their backyard near a chicken coop. The community mobilized. Hundreds of searchers, helicopters, drones, K9 units, the FBI, SLED, thousands of acres searched. And then came the gut punch. Investigators determined Javeayah had been dead for at least a month before that 911 call was ever made. Her parents, Javeayah Harris, 23, and Michelle Herring, 22, were arrested and charged with homicide by child abuse. The mother was also charged with filing a false police report. But that was just the beginning. Because what investigators uncovered in the days that followed is so grotesque, so unfathomably cruel, that even a 37-year veteran of law enforcement struggled to find the words. On July 9th, Sheriff Sawyer held another press conference. This time he had answers, but they were answers nobody wanted to hear. Investigators had been searching an area outside Aiken County, specifically in Fairfield County, near a body of water called Cedar Creek Reservoir, also known as Stumpy Pond. And there they found something. A few human remains. DNA analysis confirmed what everyone had feared. The remains belonged to Javeayah Harris. But here's where this case takes a turn into something so dark, so depraved, that it defies comprehension. Sheriff Sawyer revealed that Javeayah's parents did not simply hide her body. They didn't bury her in a shallow grave. They didn't dump her in a river. They used corrosive chemicals and other tools to accelerate the destruction of their own daughter's body. Let that sink in. A 4-year-old little girl, pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, braided hair with pink beads, a smile that could light up a room, and her parents, the two people who were supposed to protect her, allegedly dissolved her remains with chemicals. According to investigators, after using corrosive chemicals and tools to destroy Javeayah's body, the parents then poured what remained into Cedar Creek Reservoir. These subjects went to great lengths to cover their repulsive and revolting act, Sheriff Sawyer said. He also said something else, something that will haunt you. It is unlikely that the entirety of Javeayah's body will ever be recovered. "We had all hoped and prayed to find her body," the sheriff said. "But with the information we've uncovered, that's simply not possible." Let's talk about the parents, because what they did after Javeayah's death is almost as disturbing as what they did to her body. Arrest warrants released on July 6th reveal that Michelle Herring admitted to disposing of Javeayah's body. The warrants also state that the parents physically abused the child and did not seek proper medical treatment for her injuries. Think about that. Javeayah was injured, she needed help. And instead of picking up the phone, instead of rushing her to a hospital, her parents allegedly let her die. Then they spent weeks covering it up. The timeline is devastating. On June 8th, arrest warrants allege that on this date, both parents willfully, knowingly, and unlawfully destroyed and damaged the remains of their deceased daughter. On June 30th, Michelle Herring calls 911, claiming Javeayah has just wandered off. On July 4th, Sheriff Sawyer announces Javeayah is believed to be deceased and had been dead for about a month. On July 5th, Both parents are denied bond. On July 9th, remains are found, and additional charges of destruction or desecration of human remains are filed. And here's the most chilling detail of all. Herring gave birth to a newborn baby the same day investigators say she falsely reported Javeayah missing. While she was allegedly covering up the death of one child, she was bringing another child into the world. That newborn sister, Javeayah's little sibling, is now in the custody of her paternal grandmother. The grandmother, the mother of Javeayah Harris, is not only grieving the loss of her granddaughter Javeayah, but is now also caring for the newborn that her son and Michele Herring share. A family friend, Justin Singletary, described the grandmother as devastated. "She's definitely hurt," he said. "She's devastated." Think about that for a moment. A grandmother, burying her grief, raising a newborn whose parents are sitting in a jail cell. That baby will grow up never knowing her sister, never knowing the parents who allegedly took Javeayah's life, never understanding why her family was torn apart.
Thank you for being here today, especially the citizens of Aiken that's come in. Thank you for being here. And I'm here to provide an update on the investigation that we've been investigating the death of 4-year-old Javeayah Harris. These updates never get easier to share. This past week has been heart-wrenching for everyone, but we've seen an outpouring of support in Aiken County and a massive joint law enforcement effort to search for and now to seek justice for Javeayah Harris. Personally, there's some very harsh words that I would like to use about Javeayah and Michele and their actions. But I will not do that. And I will not do that to protect and maintain the integrity of this case. But I will tell you this. I will not refer to them as mom and dad or mother or father. They don't deserve that title.
Sheriff Sawyer did not hold back. He refused to call Javeayah Harris and Michele Herring by their parental titles. "Personally, there's some very harsh words that I would like to use about Javeayah and Michele and their actions," he said. "But I will not do that. I will not do that to protect and maintain the integrity of this case. But I will tell you this. I will not refer to them as mom and dad or mother and father. They don't deserve that title." He called this one of the most difficult, deeply disturbing, and emotionally taxing investigations this office has ever worked. And he thanked the community for its compassion, patience, and prayers. Together, this community has shown that even in the face of tragedy, compassion, unity, and service remains stronger than the darkness we've encountered. The community of Aiken County has not stopped mourning. Hundreds of people have gathered at vigils. A makeshift memorial has grown near the family's mailbox. One woman, Donna Chavis, visited the memorial and said, "I wish I could put my arms around her and take a hold of me like that. That's how bad it is to all of us mothers. We've cried as many tears the last week. I mean, I didn't even know this child, and I cried and cried." Another resident said, "I couldn't save her, but after I could bring a balloon and bring some flowers. We love you, and will continue to say your name." But the community isn't just mourning. They're demanding change. A petition has been started to pass Javeayah's Law, a federal amendment that would close what advocates call the federal hoax loophole. Currently, federal law strictly punishes people financially for fake bomb threats or terrorist hoaxes, but it does not automatically mandate those same financial penalties for someone who fabricates a child's disappearance to cover up abuse or homicide. Javeayah's Law would change that. It would create an automatic, non-negotiable federal felony for anyone who intentionally fabricates the disappearance of a minor to conceal a crime. it would also force those individuals to pay back every single dime of taxpayer money spent on the multi-agency response. No exceptions, no judicial discretion. Because when Javeayah went missing, law enforcement, the FBI, and selfless volunteers spent countless hours and vital resources searching for a little girl who was already dead. The petition states, "It is sickening to watch individuals weaponize a community's goodwill and exhaust emergency resources just to hide a horrific crime." Both parents remain behind bars without bond. They face homicide by child abuse for both parents, filing a false police report for herring only, and destruction or desecration of human remains for both parents. Their first court appearances are scheduled for September 18th. Sheriff Sawyer says details on how Javeayah died before her body was disposed of are known, but they are not making that information public at this time. The investigation continues. Javeayah Harris was 4 years old. 4. She had a lifetime ahead of her. First day of school, learning to ride a bike, birthday parties, sleepovers, graduation. All of it stolen, and stolen by the two people who were supposed to love her the most. The case of Javeayah Harris is a tragedy on every level, but it's also a warning, a reminder that evil doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes, it wears a parent's face. Sheriff Sawyer said it best. These updates never get easier to share. The last week has been heart-wrenching for everyone. But we share them anyway, because Javeayah deserves to be remembered. She deserves justice, and she deserves to have her name spoken, not as a victim, but as a little girl who should still be here. If you made it this far, you care about justice, you care about the truth, and that's why you're here. Because Crime Autopsy doesn't just tell stories. We dig deeper. We ask the hard questions. We honor the victims by never looking away. So here's what I need from you. Subscribe to Crime Autopsy. Hit that notification bell. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think about Javeayah's law. Should there be harsher penalties for parents who weaponize search resources to cover up crimes? And most importantly, share this video. Because the more people who know Javeayah's name, the harder it is for the truth to stay buried. Rest in peace, Javeayah Harris. You are not forgotten. This has been Crime Autopsy. Justice for Javeayah.